Ugh. There we go.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're back. Betting the W, episode 15. And you may be a little bit confused. Don't panic.
Where are we?
The posters are gone. We were robbed. I'm kidding.
Our house burned down.
I'm kidding. This is Betting the W on the road. Bossing the W.
Hey.
We are in Miami, Florida. You may have seen we had a quick stop in North Carolina to see the number one team in all of women's collegiate lacrosse take the field. That was quite an experience. And now we are in the great state of Miami. And it is March Madness.
Wait.
Rewind. First of all, great state, questionable. Great state of Miami.
You guys don't know how to be funny. You guys know how to be funny. All right. We are in Miami. And Champ Week has come to a close. We now have a bracket. We are waiting on pins and needles for the tournament to start. And the end of Champ Week means that our Champ Week Picks Challenge has come to a close. And honestly, it was closer than it looked to be at the beginning. There was a lot of separation. Damon and I were really out in front. But Cait, you made a competition out of it. You made it close. Damon finished with 47 total points. I finished with 43. Cait came in last with 38. You are eating burger.
EB, baby.
EB, you are eating burger. Cait, how are we feeling after this Champ Week?
I'm really looking forward to that pickle.
I honestly, thank God that Damon and I get to avoid that pickle.
Yeah.
You're going to crush that part.
Thank you.
How do you feel about the burger part of the burger challenge?
Not feeling great.
Okay.
I'm sure you won't after either.
Might have to take a few breaks between. That 1 hour mark is not being hit, but I'll share it.
Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of burger to have.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of leftover burger. You're going to take it like a champ. You're not going to back down from the challenge. Really admirable. Cait, thanks for coming out. This was a good challenge. I think we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of picks. We're going to break down each of them. You do not have to hang out here. I think we are done. You are excused.
Thanks for having me.
So, now that she's gone.
Now we can make fun of her.
What?
It was a pretty eventful competition, honestly. Yeah. It started out, I took an early lead.
I thought you were
got cocky.
with it.
But Damon, you nailed the final couple days.
Yeah.
It came down to where I only had one team actually in play, and you had about 5 there at the end. Where do we start? What was the biggest surprise? What was a pick that you nailed and you want to do a victory lap about?
I really love that Tennessee Tech pick to start off Champ Week.
That was sweet.
That was a big 3 on the board real quick.
You saw that very well, and that's one of the ones that, wasn't feeling too confident about. You nailed that. Little Rock did get there, but Tennessee Tech took care of business.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that one. Conference that jumped out. I'm sure you touch on this later, but the ACC, man.
Oh my gosh.
What happened there?
So confusing. Kind of cool that Louisville made it. After I was high on them at the beginning of the season. But real disappointing to see Duke not even play for the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
After we hyped them up all season long, we were like, all right, it's either going to be Notre Dame or Duke. Obviously, injuries have happened, but it ended up that neither of them were even there.
Yeah, and Notre Dame, I mean, they won that first game without Olivia, or when she went down.
Yeah.
But they looked bad.
They looked really bad. Louisville kind of embarrassed them, and they didn't even do the Louisville thing where they just shoot a lot and score a lot of points.
No, exactly.
It was low scoring, and Louisville beat them with defense, which is, that's not something that should be said about your team.
Exactly, and even though Cait's gone, nailed the Virginia Tech.
Cait, congratulations.
Way to go.
Nailed the Hokies. That was an excellent pick.
And they're hot now.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
We'll talk bracket tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They're a 1 seed. Interesting to me. But they won the ACC, and they won it pretty easily.
Yeah.
So Hokies are hot going into March. My pick that I'm proudest of, the Big Ten. I got Iowa. Y'all both took Indiana. I was really thinking about taking Indiana, but I stayed loyal to Iowa, and I'm really glad I did because they won and they looked great. They won all their games by a lot of points.
Yeah.
And my takeaway from Champ Week is that the state, like, we may be biased because we just met with Jan Jackson, but the entire state of Iowa runs women's college basketball, and now we know why.
Yeah.
Like Jan said, like, they support their women's basketball players just as much, if not more, than their men's players, and it shows. They've got the production. Iowa wins the Big Ten. Iowa State surprises us all and wins the Big 12. Drake wins the Ohio Valley. If I had known, if this Jan Jensen interview had happened during the regular season, I would have had all these Iowa schools.
That's what I was going to say. If I knew we were meeting with Jan, I ain't pulling for
Drake all the
Indiana.
way.
If I remembered I picked Drake,
That's
the league Jan would have heard it.
You saw that way ahead of time. That came to you in a vision. But yeah, state of Iowa, great women's basketball state. Spoiler alert, I'm pulling for them to win it all this March. That's going to be heavy in my bracket.
You're pulling for not Harbor.
I'm absolutely pulling for anybody but South Carolina. But going to the parade in Iowa City would be spectacular.
That's what we
That's
need to do.
ideal. Other conferences, I do not regret picking against UVM, but I would have liked to have picked UVM because they cruised through the America East. Maine did not even make the final. That hurt. That stung. I stayed loyal to my good friend Olivia, but Vermont runs the America East.
Yeah.
Men's and women's, they won both, which is really impressive.
Yeah, they're definitely the best team there.
Easily.
I was very surprised when you didn't roll with Vermont. You're almost alma mater.
Yeah,
1 year
exactly.
alma mater.
My 1 year degree from that school. Look, I'm pulling for them. I think they're 15 seed in the bracket. I'm looking for them to do something big.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. but
UVM.
Good luck.
I'm sorry. I should have stayed true to my Vermont roots. Had to roll with Windsor. That's the kind of thing that happens. We got the American Athletic. You nailed ECU. I think USF seemed like a layup. I think it seemed like they were going to win the conference easily. They didn't even get into the final.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have been like a vision or something.
You saw it well. I think I was interested in them, like, just as a team outside of USF, but I didn't think it was really a real possibility that USF was going to lose.
Yeah, and I went with Duke. I love these defensive first teams, so I went ECU, and dude,
Smart.
I was seeing those fringe picks really well, I think.
Paid off really well.
Those mid-major fringe picks.
Yeah, I think you
that's
nailed
what-
it. That's what made the difference.
Yeah.
I think we all either hit or missed badly on the major conferences, but you cleaned up well in the mid-majors. And another one that we were this close to nailing the A10 with UMass, our fellow UMass minute people. We were watching this game live, and that game against St. Louis was crazy because it seemed like St. Louis had it in the bag for most of the second half. We're like, this is like, we're toast. UMass not coming back to get this. They came all the way back, had a buzzer beater 3 to send the game to overtime, and then it was like, all right, we're taking this. It's ours. Like, we got this in hand. St. Louis did take care of business. Yeah, like, big time in overtime. St. Louis, like a team I was not familiar with,
No,
they
exactly.
took over.
I do not know what a Billiken is still. I know you told me.
I believe it's an import elf of some sort. St. Louis going dancing for the first time, and that, like, beating UMass was not a small task.
No, and UMass not in the tournament.
Not in the tournament. A shame.
Should have won, maybe.
A shame for our university system. Other conferences, the ASUN, the one that the forgotten child, it didn't really matter anyway. We all picked Florida Gulf Coast, and Gulf Coast took care of business. That was quite an easy pick.
Yeah.
What other conferences? What stood out to you? Because we could go through this whole list, but not all of these were interesting.
I passed my crown as Southern expert. Over to you.
I thought you had that shit on lock. I thought you knew exactly what you were talking about. No, the Southern Conference, my Chattanooga pick.
Oh
Big
yeah.
time.
Go Mocs. Lovely city. I've been there. That's why I picked it. And that was a nice little 3 points for me. That was a nice mid-major win. I think some of those mid-major conferences that we had never heard of, we actually ended up, doing okay.
Exactly.
Let's see. The Summit League, that was an easy one. We all had San Diego State in that one.
Yeah.
The Ohio Valley, you nailed. Mountain West, that was one of the ones that
That was a
sank
layup.
Cait. Yeah.
I don't know what you were thinking.
UNLV was easiest pick in the world. Cait had Boise State.
They did have to fight for it, but
They did. Yeah, it was not an easy
against
one,
them
but
to start.
that's the best team in the Mountain West by a lot.
Yeah. It's like them in Middle Tennessee is like it should have been locked.
Easy. Middle Tennessee, lock city. Shout out Jack. Knew it all along. We got the MAC. We all had Iona. That was an easy pick. They took care of business. The MAC.
I was gonna say Iona has an interesting draw here.
Oh,
Up against Duke. That'll be a great game.
They do. We'll get into all of
But
it.
tease it, you better come back tomorrow.
The bracket episode is gonna be huge. The MAC was a huge letdown.
Oh,
I thought Basketball State couldn't win. I was so high on them, and we all were. That was their letdown.
Yeah, you gotta rename the school.
Yeah,
Rename the school.
Not Ball State anymore. Try I don't know, Puck State or something else. Whatever other sports Ball State is good at, it's not ball. Not ball.
Acting University.
But let's talk some major conferences. We talked about the Big Ten. That was huge. Talked about the Big 12. Iowa State wins it, and it's just the perfect encapsulation of nobody knows what's going on with the Big 12. You two got the point for the runner-up in Texas. Oklahoma didn't even get there. We thought it was either Oklahoma or Texas. Iowa State comes out of nowhere, and they look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean Iowa runs women's basketball.
They do. I think picking against Iowa, the state of Iowa, is just a bad idea.
Live and learn.
Ashley Jones, now a top 10 scorer all time in college basketball. Iowa State may be a good team, maybe just benefited from being in the weird Big 12.
Yeah.
It stands to be seen. We have no idea. We want to talk about weird conferences. The Pac-12.
Oh.
How were we supposed to know all that was going to go down? I mean, Stanford doesn't even get there. Stanford loses to UCLA, which I was like, oh, maybe that'll happen. Oh, okay, it did happen. Well, now UCLA, they have to face Washington State. That's gonna be cake. Washington State, out of nowhere. This is a team I don't think we've even brought up all season.
No.
They haven't really had a big upset. They didn't really look all that good at any point. They beat UCLA to win the Pac-12.
What?
What a strange conference. What do you make of that? How do you predict that? There's no way that any of us could have seen that coming.
No, for real. I thought I was reaching with my Buffs pick.
Right.
And Washington State comes out, beats them, and then goes on to win it all.
Right. I mean, we were like, it's probably Stanford, maybe Colorado, maybe UCLA. I was thinking perhaps even USC. Definitely not Utah. And then Washington State over UCLA. What a weird conference.
Okay.
What a weird conference.
Good for them. Go dancing.
Yeah. Congratulations. Congrats to the Cougs. What else do we have? The SEC. Duh. I mean, the result was predictable. The way that we got there was interesting. Because we, all season long, expected it to be South Carolina 1, LSU 2, right there with each other. LSU stumbled.
Hey, check the Twitter.
And we kind of been waiting on this all season long, where they were coming this close to losing, and then surviving at the end. LSU loses to Tennessee in the semis and isn't even playing in the championship game.
I was so high on this LSU team to start. Like, I know I hyped them up all year, and then the South Carolina game came around, and they just got walked.
There's nothing not to like about them, and they had the statistical performances and they had the swag. This will be an interesting team to look at in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because this is a team that I think could still, maybe I'm being delusional, I think they might be able to go to a Final Four, but they also
They'd have to
could
get
lose in the first round.
No one knows.
They would have to survive. It's a game, you can take it one game at a time because it's a single elimination. And if they stumble like they did against Tennessee,
Yeah.
you're not even going to get the chance to face the 1 seeds if you don't get out of your own quadrant.
Simple as that.
Much to be seen from LSU.
Yeah.
A huge question mark.
I'm really low on them.
Tennessee is interesting. I think we early in the season were really frustrated by them because we kept expecting more.
Nice, don't do it to yourself.
No, please. I do not believe in Tennessee. I am not telling anyone to believe in Tennessee. But they have the capability to surprise you clearly a little bit here at the end with getting to the championship game in the SEC.
Yeah. They got 2 legit prospects.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
It's an interesting team. I won't say they're good. I won't say anything about them moving forward. They're interesting. We'll leave it at that.
They belong in the ACC or something.
Yeah, so
you don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. They're a bit of a question mark. And other results that we had, we talked about all the major conferences. Gonzaga has been ranked pretty much all year long. I think from the very first ranking, they've been floating in that 20 to 23 range. I think they got into the 15 range at one point this season. All season long, I had my doubts. I did not feel good about this Gonzaga team, but I picked them because I was like, who's going to beat them?
Exactly.
They get all the way to the championship game of the WCC, and they lost to Portland. Portland's a good team.
Yeah.
I did not have Portland beating ranked Gonzaga to win the WCC.
The thing about the mid-majors is if you're ranked, I gotta assume you're pretty good.
Right, you better be able to ball out.
You better beat everyone else in that conference.
And maybe you lose a game in season, but you best not be losing in the tournament.
No.
Because if you're playing against this weak schedule and when it matters most you can't win, that's concerning.
Yeah, same thing as LSU.
Yeah, win when it matters. Win when it matters. Gonzaga did not win when it mattered.
No.
Not at all.
Well, they get the shot to really win when it matters.
I guess so. They're still going to be in the tournament. Bet if you dare. Because I don't feel good about that team at all. What else do we have? We had another Cait nailed it moment.
Okay, Cait.
One thing that Cait did, she bet with her heart, and at times it really bit her. But in the Big West, she picked Hawaii. We both had UC Irvine. Irvine didn't even get there. Hawaii won the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So that was 3 points for Cait, and that was an impressive pick. Hawaii going dancing again. That's a good team out of the Big West.
I'm proud of that one.
Great pick for you, Cait.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank
You
you.
really nailed that one. We have got, what else here? We got, out of the Big South, Gardner-Webb was another easy peasy.
No-brainer.
That's going to be an interesting team to watch in the tournament because
Who'd they get? Never mind.
we'll discuss it all tomorrow. But Gardner-Webb took care of business in their conference, didn't lose a game in conference, and that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. If you're a mid-major who wants respect on a national level, take care of business in your conference. We've gone through just about every conference that had some impact. Keep an eye out this week. Tomorrow we are going to be doing a full bracket breakdown. This has been one heck of a championship week. I'm excited to see what comes next. Damon.
Yes.
Why don't we just pick perfect brackets?
I think that's a great plan.
I think we should do that. Tune in tomorrow for a couple of perfect March Madness brackets.
2 different perfect brackets.
They will both be 100% correct. Don't let Champ Week fool you. We don't have this many bad takes. We're going to nail them on the show.
I had a lot of good takes.
You did. Congratulations to Damon. Stay tuned. When we get back to Boston, Cait is going to be eating a giant burger and a
really
pickle
big burger.
and 2 smaller burgers. Everyone,
And 5 pounds of fries.
yes. Can't wait. That's going to be quite the scene. Everyone, stay tuned. Be well. We'll see you tomorrow. See ya.